The student body of the CUNY several years ago was looked upon with a jaundiced eye by some in education and outside as well. It was because of a policy known as open admissions. You were and still are an advocate of open admissions. Before we talk about why people were criticizing it, could you at first just define it? What does open admissions mean? And yeah, let's do that first.
Okay. Open admissions is a novelty only in the East. It has existed as a national policy, I should say as state policies, in many of the states west of the Appalachians. Institutions like major institutions of great distinction, places like the University of Kansas, and other land-grant institutions established under the Morrill Act have had open admissions for over 100 years. It means simply that there shall exist in each state an institution which takes any student who graduates from high school and
Go ahead.
Gives them an opportunity to make it.
That sounds simple enough. So why were people so upset about it?
Well, in New York, I think the upset had a good deal to do with two things. First, it was clear that the insistence on open admissions came largely from the black and Puerto Rican communities who saw that the only opportunities for their children for higher education was the City University of New York. That university had, in fact, not expanded sufficiently in order to accommodate their children and their aspirations and hopes for their children. And the municipal institutions of this city have always responded to the children of immigrants and migrants, whether they were the children of people running from pogroms in Russia and Poland, whether they were the children of Irish potato farmers 100 years ago during the famines in Ireland, or whether they were the children of people from Mississippi who came to New York after the Second World War, or from Arecibo, or wherever. And our new people said, we want for our children what this city has historically provided for the children of those who came here. And indeed, the university instituted policies to accommodate them. The hue and cry was simply because major institutional changes in this country, and probably anywhere in the world, take place only when people become actively involved in the political processes that determine the shape and condition of what's possible for them.
One of the things that I read in preparing for our interview today was the idea that the recipients of open admission somehow lowered the quality of education, somehow lowered admission standards, and that the university was not as good as it was.
Well, City College has existed since 1847, when it was called the Free Academy, and the academic standards of City College were established then, as they are today, by the faculties. The standards of an institution and the quality of an institution is a function of the quality of the programs that are offered and the quality of the faculty.
What about the quality of the student that it accepts?
Harvard took, after all, for 300 years the rather dull sons of the very rich and managed to survive and do rather well. It depends, after all, on what the institution exists to do. The people of this town and of this state share, willingly or otherwise, the surplus of their labor in order to support institutions, and they have a right to expect that those institutions will respond to their children, whether their children are brilliant or less than brilliant. We can't have a country in which we simply take the 10% or 15% or 20% of the top in terms of wealth, status, privilege, or even brains and educate them. We've got to give an opportunity to all our people to go as far as they possibly can in terms of getting an education and moving ahead, or we will have a highly stratified, rigidly class system, and we won't have democracy.
What do we have now?
Well, I think since 1933, the first Roosevelt administration, this country made a commitment to easing the barriers between social classes and economic classes, and to provide opportunities and use public wealth to provide opportunities for those who need those the most and who have been systematically deprived of those opportunities in the past. These past 2 years are the first signs of going back on that commitment, and in my point of view, have to be resisted and fought against to allow the country to continue to progress as it has in the last 50 years.
Our guest today on Public Hearing is Dr. Joseph Murphy, the Chancellor of the City University of New York, and we will have more questions for him when Public Hearing continues.